Hey guys, welcome back to Crucible School. In today's episode, we're going to continue our talk about the value of reviving in elimination games. I wanted to upload this match in particular to give you guys a sense of how valuable reviving can be over the length of a full match. We play a pretty good team here, and we get outgunned quite a few times over the course of the match. But we end up coming out on top in really tight situations because of our ability to kind of get people off the ground and to fight with numbers rather than to beat somebody with gun skill. A lot of us really tend to rely on that headshot or those quick scopes and then switching and trying to get those last few body shots to clean up kills. But those are not as valuable if you only get one of their players down when you've got two more to contend with and your teammates are down. So you can see here we're running two crests. And the reason for that is that we'll have fast revive up as often as possible, and every time that we have a revive, it's going to be a fast revive. So this is the first time Exodus Blue was in the Trials rotation, and so we're really trying to learn the map. I think we're running two snipers and a shotgun, and we get flanked immediately, and so our whole team right now is pinched. We got guys on the left and right. We have no idea how many are where. We just know that there are people on both sides of us. So I go to peek to the mid and I get tagged from the right. I've got to push somewhere. I try to get this guy down and I do manage to get him down. So we have two dead bodies in the center. Unfortunately, Collins runs to the opposite side instead of grabbing the res. And it's going to leave us down here 2-on-1. And so Sam is now pinched. She's got a guy to her right and a guy coming across. He gets this revive. Sam gets me up and tries to push me out of the way. It doesn't work. I get sniped. She gets a stick. She's going to kill this guy with a melee, get a second overshield, and she nearly has enough to clutch this round, but she's really weak, and so this guy wraps her up here right at the end. And so when we look at the tally score here, you're going to see that they out-revived us in that round, and they're going to end up winning that round as well. So round two, we know that they were coming from the right. They split up a little bit, so I kind of want to catch these guys off guard coming to the right. I don't understand that I can't get there fast enough from this side of the map to stop that, and he's already kind of there. So I tag him a few times, and I'm trying to see if I can finish him off and get him stuck in this building. It's just a really tough revive. I get lucky not to die here. He smokes me. There's a guy coming down from the other side. Collins takes him out. I know this guy's weak, so I'm trying to get in here and finish him off. I tried the blink strike, but he starts regenerating his health just in time to survive it. Sam gets a revive on Collins outside. They're now 2-on-1, but they're unable to protect that revive out there, and so now it's 2-on-2. Sam is already kind of on her way to try to get my revive. That leaves Collins 2-on-1. So Sam runs in front of the sniper glint, which is great because it pulls the aim assist. I go to challenge and get shot in the head with a shotgun. This guy slides in. Sam cleans him up. But gets cleaned up by the other guy. Collins makes a nice play here and gets a couple really clutch revives. So we're now 3-on-1. And this is the ideal situation. We got two bodies inside. There's no chance of a revive. We clean that last kill up, and we win that round. So when we take a look at the tally here, we've got 4 revives on our side, only 1 on their side, and so we win that round. So like any good team in Trials, they're going to switch their tactics up from time to time, and the enemy team doesn't go to the right this time, only one does. Sam gets a quick pick. We think it's on the left, but unfortunately it's not. It's more in the center, and so Collins and I rush to the left to try to cover this res. They get the revive. Sam gets another pick, but this guy gets me in the back. Now I'm dead in enemy territory, leaving Collins by himself. Now he trades with this guy in the back, leaving Sam 1-on-1. But she decides to run around and go for the revives. Unfortunately, her run is a little further away than this guy's, and so they get that revive. She sticks this dude, and he does not die because of the overshield, I think. They don't kill me on the res, but they're both hurting pretty bad from that fusion grenade. I throw this grenade, manage to kill the opposite guy. That guy's almost dead. Sam goes for safe and gets the res. Now they both have overshields on a weak opponent, but they lose track of him. So Collins decides to get this revive on me. He supers, tethers all 3 of us, but since we're all 3 right there, that's a pretty tough thing for him to do, to pop out and kill all 3 of us, and we end up cleaning him up. He should have stayed undercover. So Sam gets her dance on. We out-revive him that round 3-2, and we come out with a win. Alright, round 4. We're expecting them to sort of stick with some different tactic, maybe go back to the right, so we're kind of just trying to watch the radar. We see some blips here, and it's telling us that they're in the mid. You're going to see me make a really bad play here. I peek at this guy in the mid and see him, and then I come back and peek again. Never, ever do that. If that was a sniper, he would have killed me for sure. Collins did something else pretty silly. He ran to the other side by himself and got killed. I'm waiting for the enemies to come around the corner, expecting them to either push or hold that res. That guy out shotguns me because I was sniping in a bad spot, but Sam pulls off 2 clutch kills and is able to get my revive up. So now we're 2 on 1. That Joker snipes me. I never saw that coming. We didn't challenge well enough on that res. They get a res and an overshield. Sam does manage to get Collins up, but they snipe him because of lack of challenge again, and now Sam's left 3 on 1, and they end up wrapping her up in that round. So on the revives there, 2-2, but they outpositioned us and outplayed us a little in that round. Alright, so we're tied up 2-2. We know these guys are pretty tight. They're playing well as a team, and they're revive sniping us very well too, so we got to be careful with that in future rounds. Sam's sniping through the tunnel and gets picked. Collins is challenging. She must have body shot him because Collins is able to wrap that guy up. I'm asking Sam if she's revivable. She is. I try to block or move her, shade step into her, or something anyway. We know this guy's pushing up. He's trying to get to the res. He doesn't go behind Collins, which was a mistake. And so now we can push in as a team. And even though he kills Collins there, Sam's grenade comes out of nowhere, sticks him. She gets the self-res, which is like a free revive. So she goes to get a melee, gets an overshield, gets Collins up, picks me up. Now we're 3 on 1. This guy has nowhere to go, no super to use. He's really hurt, and all we have to do is just clean this kill up to finish the round. So even though there were some misplays there, that instant res is just as good as a fast res, and Sam did a good job of getting the bodies up. So 3-0 on the revives there. We win that round. So here we are in everybody's favorite round, the heavy round. I really wish they would just eliminate this from trials altogether. But I hate heavy and I have a super, so I'm going to go try and make sure they don't get any. I pop my super in what I think is a pretty decent spot, but this Blade Dancer is just outside tether range, and I get demolished in that little short area. This Blade Dancer makes a mistake and tries to push on our heavy when we already have it. Collins gets a kill from the guy pushing it off to the side. This guy runs out of his Blade Dancer, and he's going to get smashed with this rocket here in a second. So now it's 2 on 1. I'm communicating that the rocket is pushing over towards those guys. They're making a swing around to try and get a res, but then they decide that they have the advantage, so they're going to go ahead and challenge this guy. So we have our typical rocket dancing. This guy ends up picking Collins off, but Sam gets him as he's trying to get away. So that round, no revives at all for either team. We just outplayed them with their heavy, and they made a bad push with the super. Now from here, things go downhill for us quite a bit. These guys really crank it up here in the elimination rounds, and we start to not communicate as well. We're not getting our revives done as well, and we make some bad plays. So super coordination is something I do want to talk about in a future video, and how to make a push with a teammate as he pops a super. So Collins pops his hammers there, and I was trying to communicate to Sam that we should push this guy inside, and it ends up that Sam didn't follow me, or I didn't communicate well enough, and so he kills me. Now it's 2 on 1. So they pick Sam off. Collins is on the other side of the map with his hammers. He's out of it by now. Now he's alone on an island, 3 on 1. And this is just a horrible place to be. It's not a good feeling, especially if you're running shotgun. It's very difficult to pull off the clutch 3v1 when you don't have that ranged option. So he does what he can, but he gets gunned down. So bad super push, bad communication, costs us that round. Now the consequence for not wrapping up that 5th win is we fed the team a little bit of super energy and given them a fighter's chance. I'm rushing around to the edge here to try to get this flank, and he's got a friend, and I get picked. Now Collins is inside the room in a bad position. He's going to go down to a grenade. Sam makes the only play that she has. She runs through, gets a revive. Now I'm panicking. This guy's on me. I don't know what he's got. I'm just throwing grenades and meleeing and trying not to go down. Sam makes another good play here. She gets this revive and gets a second player. That tethers up, and I make a terrible push here, and push right into the tether with that guy with the overshield. He downs me, but Sam and Collins are gonna pick me up here and make some good plays. So Collins pushes in on the weak opponent, but gets down by the third weak opponent. He doesn't want to challenge Sam and I on this res, so he runs into the tunnel, but that's isolated him from his reses. So now we've got 3-on-1. Now in a 3-on-1 situation, you either need to get aggressive and coordinate a push, or you need to guard reses. If you're afraid of the other player having a super, then you need to draw him into an area where you can team shoot that super down, particularly if it's a roaming super. We don't do that. We make a very bad uncoordinated push here around a corner. And when we get there, we hear the Blade Dancer and it's too late. So he gets 2 of us down, and now Sam is 1-on-1 with the Blade Dancer. But he goes for a res, which is a smart play for him. Sam isn't able to get the res snipe, and they get the third player up, and now Sam is in the position of being 3v1. So she's going to be in the middle here as a self-resing warlock, trying to make this 3 1-on-1 engagements rather than a 3v1. She does a good job with the first one and gets this guy down. And so she knows she has a res, and she knows where the cap point is. And so she's trying to hang out there and hopefully get another one down. And if the third player happens to kill her, she can res and either force them to use another super or finish the match. Unfortunately, though, she's going to get team shot down. And by the time she pops her res here, the round is actually over. And so she's actually going to lose this super for the final round. So here we have 3 revives for each team. They outplayed us there with the Blade Dancer, and they get the win.
Alright, we're not going inside. They got shotguns and shit.
So the final round here gets a little hectic and a little crazy. Both teams are going to play pretty cautiously. As you'll see, that'll happen in most trials matches when you get down to a 4-4 tie. So I'm trying to just get an early pick here, trying to get that first body down because it's such a huge advantage if you're the team who gets the first play. So I'm making a very bad snipe here. Like, that's an impossible snipe for me. He's got a head glitch spot. I think I can get that snipe, and I'm lucky he didn't headshot me there and kill me right away. But don't worry, he's going to catch up with me in a second, and so there it is. But I did manage to trade, and so that keeps them from pushing in on us. Sam gets her like 30th res of this match and just pushes me out of the way, which is great. And so now we have a shotgunner sort of out of position on their team, a little too close, and one flanking us. And so we're trying to decide how we're going to make this push. Unfortunately, Collins gets shot down, and so Sam and I decided to try to push the one. But now we're thinking about the res, and we're not sure exactly what to do. That guy made a bad push on me, and I get him down. Now I'm in a bad position. I'm pinched. I'm just going to get a res so I can get over shield to try to get the hell out of there. And managed to make that happen. Now they get a res, and so here we are again, kind of back to square one. They've got all 3 players over there. Collins gets behind this guy. Somehow they don't see him coming. I'm trying to reload like an idiot instead of just shooting, and now I've lost track of where the guys are. We're trying to watch this res because we do have the advantage at least. But unfortunately, Sam is a little far away. We really need to coordinate a little better here to try to get the push on these guys before things went a little more haywire than they're about to, because now they have better positions than they had before when they were scattered and just running for their lives after we got one of their guys down. And so we're trying to be patient. We're guarding this res. We're watching the clock. We know it's about to run up. And some plays are going to have to be made. I know my super's really close. I get pegged, and so I have to run. I can't challenge there anymore. And unfortunately, Collins goes down there too. So now it's 2-on-2. My super pops. They're in the cap zone. I pop my super. They team shoot Sam down, but don't see me coming with the super, and I really get very lucky there to wrap that round up because there was a tether just on the other side. Had I pushed the direction I wanted to, that tether would have gotten me too. So there you have it, guys. You can see just how crazy the revives can be in a trials match and how crucial that was for our win. And what you're going to see here in the final tally is that we crushed them in terms of the amount of total revives that we had. I hope this helps, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you watching. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. But until next time, guys,